Welcome back, guys. This is Text for Their Money, and we're going to play some three bet pots on the flop. We need like 37% equity, but we're probably against aces and uh, and hearts or something like that. I think we could lead or check. Both are fine, I guess. So we are assuming we are up against aces or aces with hearts or a set. Here, I think we have to fold that because we could be up against a set or a full house already. Uh, yeah, this is call. Mm, I'm not sure I like it. This is a difficult spot, but we have hearts. Without hearts, we are just folding. I think we have a gut shot and we have backdoor hearts and and the spade, so I think we can call. And the jack is also pretty nice. This is also kind of a difficult spot, but with one ace, I think we have to call one, even without backdoors. Um, yeah, we have to call one. Uh, Without hearts, we're just folding. I think we have. Okay, but mm, I guess that we want to see the turn without the backdoors. Easy call there. We have an easy fold. I think I'm going to call here. My hand is pretty strong, and also the fives act as blockers. But even with something like any sevens is just a call, just because he may have just a gut shot, but you really want him in. Or he could be running dead all at that point. I think we have to fold probably. Okay, call. Mm, with backdoor spades, you call. Without backdoor spades, you just fold. Just because this is going to be very, very hard to play on the turn. I think we can call one and see what develops. Yeah, with nine and hearts, you're a bit more likely to raise. I guess we have to call with backdoor spades, so there are potentially nine nine cards that are good for the spade draw, and then two queens. Um, I'm between calling and raising. So with a six and hearts, you tend to raise. Okay, maybe you think that he's not going to fold any flush draw. And with six and that, but uh, with six and two hearts, you tend to raise as well. You tend to call with just a six, which is a bit surprising. This because you may think that you want some protection against the flush draws. think we have to check this without hearts. And with hearts, it's mixed strategy between checking and betting. And with the ace of hearts, you tend to bet. Uh, but here, just because Jack, Queen, King, there are lots of bad runouts. I think we can call one with a gotshot and do Queen X of hearts. With our top pair, top kicker, we can call here and probably racing with backdoors. I think this is an easy fold there. I think I like a bet here. Um, the reason is that you have top two, which is a vulnerable hand. You do not want to see an ace, a king, a queen, a nine, eight, or seven. There are a lot of cards which are not great for your particular hand. A six also. So you just tend to bet with those hands. Also, you have to realize here that you are not donking all that often, just 14% of the time. And the reason is that you are cut off against button. So the button is going to have rundowns, some jacks, some tens. This would be different if this was under the gun versus a button three bet, where he wouldn't have very often jacks or tens. If you have jacks on this spot, maybe you can lead 30% of the time, 24% of the time. Yeah, because most of the time you are going to check raise with that hand. And, well, call or pot seems both fine. Uh, Here, I think we have to check. Um, Although we are allowed to lead 50% of the time, you would like to have something a bit stronger as blockers. And again, with Jack 10 you can lead um, pretty often, and with Jacks you could lead. Yeah, okay, you could lead also like 70% of the time or so. have the blocker, so I think we could just spot or bet small. Mm, okay, we are betting small and folding. Yeah, maybe folding to check raise. This is a spot where we have to check, I think, with some showdown value. Here, I think I like a check back. With our 10, we have showdown value, and we want to see some. We want to see some turns. I think I like a raise here with our bottom two and the open-ended. Yeah, I mean, we have one pair, a gut shot, and very important, we have two backdoors, flush draws. Without the backdoor flush draws, this would become a fold. It's a fold with a king. Mm, yeah, with a king, we are racing with the with hearts, and also because it's king. Yeah, it's king without anything. We are racing a bit more, right? I think folding, calling with backdoors. It's a four. We're going to raise, uh, depending on the blockers for the straight draw. For example, something like ace king queen four. I would just call. For 6, 7, 8 would be a raise, or I don't know, king 5, 4, king 5, 4. It's most of the time just a call. Yeah, I mean, with the ace-4, we are blocking a bit the full house from our opponent, so that's what you may want to call a bit more often. However, when you have something like 4-10 Queen Jack, you are not blocking your opponent from making a full house if an ace spills and he has an ace. Tempting to go for the backdoors here, but even with um, two backdoor flush draws, you are just folding. Here we have to fold. We bet because we have tens, which are blocking the check raise range. Also, we have the 10 of hearts and backdoor spades. That's why we probably bet on the flop. Here, blocking the ace, I think I just like a pot. Um, yeah, we could slow play with ace x of hearts, just because we have an egg, we have a gut shot, and hearts. I think I can play. Okay, folding. It's close though. With one heart, you can actually call. Just because 7, 8, 9 gives you a very strong hand. I think here with my blockers. Okay, just a check. See, we can call with the kings and backdoor hearts. Without backdoor hearts, you're just folding. I think I wanna check this. It's a disaster if we have to bet fold. Um, or bet call is not great either because our hand is not that strong. I think I would check this bet small. Okay, it's close because we have the heart we're going to bet. And probably call a check raise since we are holding a gut shot. It's close decision though. Ace 10 9 pots. It's a fold. Yeah, I was between raising and calling. With the ace-x of hearts we call, and with just ace of hearts we are raising. Okay, checking without the backdoor. I think we have to. mm, yeah, we only have the 9 blocker, so if we had one heart, we would bet 50%. But here our hand is a bit too weak. We have to check because our opponent may have a lot of aces, so this is a board that we want to check 100% of the time. And if he bets, I would just raise here because he's kind of likely to have aces. And it's a disaster if we call on the flop and on the river on the turn it gets check check. And I think the solver is going to do the same, check raising with the king x of spades. And maybe 1 in 3 check raising. I think I can bet here. Our hand is quite strong with the jack 9 7 5, and we are blocking the 4 7. And I think we have to call a check raise. I think I call, and okay, it's a raise because we have hearts and spades. Even only with only hearts, it's just a raise apparently. I guess our hand is just, um, I mean, it's strong enough that we want to call a turn bet, but we may get falls from better hands like a pair of eights or something which was kind donking as a bluff. This is probably a fold even with two backdoors just because we do not have any pair. I think we have to call ace 10, backdoor spades and diamonds. I think this is just a fold. And even with ace king, I think we have to call. And the reason is that as we're going to call very often, we want to protect our calling range by not raising the ace king. And anyways, there are not that many draws on the floor. So it's just better to play as a call with all your range that you are calling. And this I'm going to just put here. I guess with ace queen jack 4 you could call and then put everything on the turn, I guess. I think our hand plays better. Okay, as a race. What I was thinking is that there are not that many bad cards, but maybe you don't want to see spades on the turn. And if a spade rolls off on the turn, then you're going to check with all your range probably. So maybe with ace king and hearts, you prefer just to stick it in. And yeah, with the spades and hearts, you can actually call because you're not afraid of a check check on the turn. With kings, with kings is a call though, because you are not blocking the aces. Even kings with hearts is just a call because you are either way ahead or way behind. I think I like a call and proceed from there. With the and king jack and hearts, you're raising sometimes with one heart, but king jack and without any hearts at all, you are just calling. Obviously, if you have something like king jack, queen, queen, king jack, queen, queen with hearts, you're calling. Yeah, maybe king jack and queens is too strong to raise. And here we have an easy fold. Deuce to the king. Calling, it's close, but we have a pair and backdoor clubs. Even without backdoor clubs, they are calling apparently. It's pretty marginal though. Here we have to fold there. A pretty easy fold. 6 and 9. We have to check this back. We're actually betting almost 50% of the time, which is not bad. With our 10-7, like 70% of the time. Uh, call. Well, have a pair of tens, a gut shot, and backdoor spades as well. A seven could be an out, an ace maybe. I think this is going to be played as a call. Um, just because we have two backdoors and we're blocking the straights. King Jack is often played as a call as well. Mm, I mean, it's a pot size bet, so I think it's easier to fold with. If it was a half pot bet, maybe you can call there. I think we have to check this just because we're going to check a lot of our range since this doesn't connect with our three betting range against the under the gun opener. I think we have to call because we have an overpair, a pair of nines, and backdoor spades. Even without backdoor spades, you are supposed to call there. I think I would just okay calling. I think we have an easy call with an open-ended and backdoor spades. Even with two hearts, we tend to call just because we're not drawing to the nuts. And we are not blocking the seven. This we have to check back, I guess, just because, well, we have backdoor hearts. And yeah, actually, you could bet this like somehow often. Then, in fact, yeah, when you have six, seven, eight, nine, you are betting a bit more often just because you do not have showdown value, and those, and you have a gut shot as well, and you are blocking the nuts though for six. I think checking or betting 1/3 seems okay. Here on this scenario, you are almost never going to have 5/6, so that's why I guess it's better just to check all your range. Even with something like ace 5, you tend just to check. Um, Aces and backdoor clubs, I think you can call. Here, I think I want to call. Um, I mean, in fact, we're going to play all our range as a call, even with aces, just because we want to protect our calling range, and our opponent may very well have aces, so it's really hard to have a racing range here on that spot, and therefore when we have it, we just have to call. I think I have to check this because a pot. Well, we're not interacting very well with the queen, the 8, and the 4. However, because it's kind of disconnected with no flush draws, we tend to bet all our range. Mix a strategy between potting and betting half pot there. Okay, interesting. I think although we have a 50% leading range, our hand is just is quite strong, so it's we can just give a free card if he decides to check. Mm, yeah, we have a pair of nines and open ender, but we do not have hearts. Even with hearts, we're actually calling apparently. With the 7/8 and no backdoors, we are actually calling just because it's going to be very hard to play the turn. And here we have an easy call. Here I think I'm calling. The reason is that our 7 is not as strong as it looks. If our opponent for any reason has 8 or a7, we are in a lot of trouble. So we tend to call with those bad 7s. And with 7s and hard, and the hard draw, you can raise actually. We had something like, well, a 7/8 is just a call because it's a full house, but something like 7/9, 10 jack, I think we're calling because we're kind of blocking those straight draws, but um, this is king queen 7. Yes, king queen 7 is a better raise just because you have a7. And a king or a queen gives you a very strong hand as well. And also you are not blocking those straights. So if a 6 comes, for example, then your opponent may make a straight, right? When you have like 7, 9, 10 jack, you're not afraid of a 9, a 10, or a jack coming just because you're going to make a full house. I think we have to check this a lot because it's kind of discoordinated board. And yeah, so it's a board that you tend to check a lot. I think I like a racing here. Our equity is very big. Even if he falls, it's okay with us. There is a lot of money out there. Yeah, and you call with the not flash draws, even with two hearts, you tend to just call. You're probably not folding if a heart peels, um, but I guess that you want your opponent to bluff if he has the ace of hearts on his hand. So you would probably still call with your flash, but you're keeping his flash, the ace, the ace, just the lonely ace as a bluff. Well, we have a very strong hand here. Our hand is very bad. I think I'm going to check here. We are not blocking queen tens, queen 10. It's not clear that this board is. I mean, no, it probably favors our range. We are going to bet it quite often, but our combo is really not very good. Here we have an easy fold. If we had hearts, we're just going to check raise. Here we have an easy fold. As here I think, okay, call. We are calling and we are expecting to 98 a three-bet pot. What I was thinking is that we're probably to hope to see a clean turn card and then maybe stick it in. See king 9-8. And then with this king 10-8, we're calling. And if the board is a 4, I guess that with ace king 10-8, we want to pot this turn. Yeah, I mean, sometimes we're potting, sometimes we're checking. If it's a 4 of spades and we have this king 10-8, I think we're going to pot here. Yeah, we are betting 50 or betting pot, or just betting pot if we do not have blockers. Also, if we had like kings and hearts for some reason. I know, kings and hearts, we're going to check. What else? If we had something like 10 jack, queen, king. Yeah, or something like ace 10 jack king with the spades. We're just going to pot here. Okay, guys, have fun.